No, I was asked to. I've got a minor treatment I've got to go to or have a consultation with, and I got this form through from the doctor saying you got to choose. You've got to make your own appointment instead of just getting a referral. Choose your own appointment. And so I phoned up the doctor. I said, I don't know. I'm relying on your medical expertise. You're the pros. How can I choose an appointment? I don't know. And she said, well, if you go to they're both free, of course, but if you go to the one marked the private clinic, well, it's not marked private clinic,
No,
but you know that's what it is. You'll get seen soon. You'll get seen more quickly. You can park your car, and it'll probably be the same consultant that you see if you go to the NHS hospital. Go to the NHS hospital, you'll probably have to wait 3 times as long. It'll cost you a fortune to park, and it'll be a lot slower. What choice have you got? I mean, it's put in such a way that they're steering people to the subcontractor.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when the subcontractor's got the monopoly, then, of course, they've got us by the short. They're just squeezed and the price
It's like
will go
that
up.
menu options, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, how can patients choose which consultant? See, absolute nonsense.
We've been sold a pup on choice, really, haven't we? It's supposed to be the great thing for us, and yet it makes things worse.
Well, it is no choice. I mean, how can you make a choice when you need professional expertise to understand it?
Absolutely.
It's absolute nonsense.
Absolutely.
And the doctors know it. And the woman in the surgery was deeply embarrassed and said, I'm sorry, but this is what you have to do. And I mean, you're given a form, you have to send the form in, you're given a code, if you want to change it, you're given all these extra things that the layer of bureaucracy adds expense.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't come from nothing.
Well,
it costs money.
The NHS is
Bizarre.
20 or 30 years behind, really, in terms of being efficient, let's face it, when it comes to bureaucracy.
Yes,
My own
yeah.
experience of that shows me that. They're not embracing new technology, they're not embracing new ways of doing things. And I don't know whether that's dogma, fear, or deliberate. I'm not quite sure, really. But
Well, it's a softening up.
I don't. No, I don't.
It depends where it is.
And if anything, the new reorganisation has meant that a further 10% is now going to be caught up in further transactional costs, which is more bureaucracy. So I don't accept that the NHS is efficient, it's cost effective. We had a group of experts that said the NHS was the most cost effective, efficient healthcare in the world. So I think what we've got to now start putting to the public is that is the reality. What the government likes doing is knocking the NHS staff, knocking the services as a way of parcelling it up, so it has to go into the private sector because it's only the private sector that can do this. So, and I think what we need to try and articulate is the reality of what's happening.
But that's just about promotion of an ideology, though, isn't it? It doesn't only have to be privately run. There are other solutions, aren't there? But
what we don't want is that when it's privately run, then that introduces the concept of profit. And what we
I agree. No, I'm in agreement with you. All I'm saying is that their promotion of going that way is their ideology.
Yes,
isn't it?
it's absolutely ideological.
That's all it is. They're saying that is the only solution. That is rubbish.
Yes, it's an ideological argument. It's not based on. It's not even based on value for money.
It's not based on anything.
It's not based on patient satisfaction. It's not based on successful healthcare. It's not based on outcomes at all.
No, precisely.
It's based on their ideology that in order to be efficient, someone's got to make money out of you.
Yes.
Which we know is nonsense.
Absolutely.
Look to America, as we know.
And only yesterday, Theresa May, the Home Secretary, made an announcement, didn't she, where she wants to merge the frontline services of fire, ambulance, police, because it's almost like there's a sheer disregard what the different professions do, and it's much easier to just sort of like pull all the public sector works together.
But this is
an ideological...
No, but this is 1980s management consultancy, though, isn't it? It's about merging everything together, cost-cutting, shaving things off here and there, and not thinking about outcomes, as you said. Not about thinking about outcomes and service.
Yeah, or just human relationships, or what it is to live together and know one another and understand each other and support each other. Yeah. Well, it's all true. Are you writing it for someone?
Yes, my name's Ivor. I represent St Albans District News. We're a local news channel. We go out on Twitter. So I'll just introduce you, Ken, as you started talking there. I'm here with Ken Loach, who I don't think really needs any introduction. And you don't live locally. Could you just share with us why you're here?
Well, I work in London, and I read about the march starting. Very impressed by the people's commitment and strength, and just to do it. And it's brilliant that there's a group of people who care so much about saving the NHS. The least people can do is to come along and show them support. So I'm just here to say, to salute them, really.
Okay, and you shared your own personal experience of the NHS there. Look, I like to get to individual solutions and try and understand what people think needs to change or doesn't need to change. What do you think should happen with the NHS?
I think what should happen is that all the private subcontractors are kicked out all the way through, whether they're medical or whether they're catering or whether they're cleaning. Everything that is to do with the National Health Service should be publicly funded, publicly managed. It's proved to the most efficient. It's the most human way of doing it, and it's what we can do together. It's a collective enterprise, and we can fund it together. We can organise it and manage it together, and we can give the best healthcare. And that's it. But it won't happen unless we have the political leadership that has that intention. And the Labour Party, obviously the Tories and the Lib Dems are privatisers. The Labour Party also supported the privatisation. So I think we've got to have a strong movement to the left of Labour that can encourage Labour to swing left, like UKIP, that abhorrent UKIP has encouraged the Tories to swing right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm interested, Ken, that you mentioned caring, and that seems to have left the political debate. Whichever colour we talk about, the caring seems to have been forgotten about. And isn't that what it's all about, ultimately?
Yes, it is. It is. Well, and solidarity, really, because it's your brothers and your sisters' keeper, so that when you're fit and able, you look after them, and when you need help, they look after you. It's solidarity. It's the mark of a civilized society. But it's the antithesis of the market-driven. Everything has to be based on greed, or else it won't work. Philosophy, which is, I'm afraid, is the Liberals and the Tories and too much of Labour.
Yes. And all the research that I've stumbled across and read says that actually in any healthcare system, the most important part that provides solution and provides positive outcome in terms of helping people get better is that caring aspect. And while we focus on price, that's being removed away. That's actually going to end up pushing the price up even more because people aren't going to get better.
No, and not only don't they get better, but the whole bureaucracy attached to private healthcare. The contracting out, the monitoring of the contracts, the writing of the contracts, the whole choice nonsense, which of course is quite phony, as we know. It all needs to be managed. Management needs people, even if they're call centres in some faraway place. It's still a cost.
Yes.
And it's the cost of the added bureaucracy, of course, takes money that should be used for people to do the caring, as you say.